entertained? Are you not entertained? Every time.
What up, anime community? It's your boy Almighty Geek, and I'm back today, you guys, with another video. And this video is for One Piece live action entitled The Good. This is everything I thought that was good and amazing and fun about the One Piece live action Netflix adaptation, with the supervision of Ishida Oda. And that is a positive one because we don't really get too many of the actual creators coming and trying to actually help bring their vision to life on the big screen. So it's cool to see him be a part of that. So we're going to get into this video, but again, guys, before, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. If you are not subscribed, hey, ain't nothing wrong with you becoming a subscriber. If you want to comment down in the comments, I answer back to everybody. If you want to like, go ahead and hit that like button. But as always, let's get into this video. Now, the first thing we need to get off bat is the actual world of One Piece. Did they get that correct? And yes, they did. I can actually say that the set pieces look amazing when it comes to this live action adaptation. Again, you can definitely tell where most of the money went to for the series. Apparently its budget got compared to Game of Thrones the last season, which again, that's money being thrown at it, but it's Netflix. Netflix will do this. So again, the world looks amazing, from Log Town, from Sail Village to Surf Village. Again, the Barate, we got Urlong Park, Cocoa Village, from all that Windmill Village. Everything looks exactly like its counterpart from the manga and the anime. So I am glad to say that they got at least the world built right. The set pieces are amazing to look at. The visuals are just beautiful. Like when they got to the Barate, I was like, oh my god, this is picture perfect. And again, they were showing that off in the trailer, and that was one of the things that got me hyped. But I was like, this is just picture perfect, guys. The pacing of the story was actually done well. Again, for it to be its own thing, its own live action adaptation of the One Piece series, it's not going to copy everything completely from the first East Blue Saga, which we kind of felt it wasn't. You know what I mean? As fans, you got to be more realistic. There's some things they can't put in, there's some things they have to take out. So, but I'm glad to say, at least when it came to, I guess, the structure as a whole, they got that right. They got the pacing of the story at least on point. It was at least 2 episodes dedicated to each mini arc, you can say, leading all the way up to, you know, the thriller in Manila, the Arlong Park showdown, which, because it's live action, like I said, I was expecting the pacing to move kind of that fast, to the point where I wasn't expecting 10, 12, 14 episodes. Maybe we can get that next season. That would be great and wonderful if we got that for next season. But again, for what they gave us for 10 episodes, the pacing was well done. The story was there. I was there for the story, like I said. If I can be honest about it, it took a while for me to get into it after the first 2 episodes. But I will say, after the first 2 episodes, I was heavily like involved. Like I was knee deep into the series after that. Like I was loving each episode. It just got better and better and better and better. Again, because the first 2 episodes were so different from what I'm used to seeing from One Piece, it took me a little bit. I was taken back about a couple of things. Again, I'm not trying to spoil too much for you guys, but yeah, again, first 2 episodes could be hit or miss. Everything after episode 3, I was there for. The background characters were something that they did well too. Again, you can definitely tell that everybody in the background, or at least in the set pieces, were part of this world of One Piece. You can definitely tell that everything is unique, it's different, it's new. This isn't like the world that we live in currently in reality, that it's its own thing. From weird hair pieces to weird clothing, everyone looks literally different. You can, even in the village, you can tell that everybody has their own character, their own thing. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate that. I hate when I go into a series and you see everybody in the village kind of damn near look alike. I like the fact that everybody had their own design and own unique thing about them. But again, that's one of the main things that the fans love about the One Piece series. The designs, though, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. The designs, for most of what I saw, they got on point. I'm not gonna lie. Like, keeping it 100. They got the iconic villains from the East Blue Saga. Like I said, they got, you got Buggy, whose design looked dope. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this whole little menacing act, kind of him trying to be a knockoff version of the Joker, was a little bit too much. But I wanted more of that clown side, more of that haha Buggy. But from what we got, it was good. You can tell we're probably gonna get that definitely later on along, and probably like season 2 or something, more of that side will come out of him. But from what we got, I'm not gonna complain about it too much. Alvida, again, Alvita, for the short period of time that we got her, was done right, especially towards, the end, with the whole, scene that comes towards the end, was trying to basically set in motion what's going to happen in season 2. I love that. That's why I said, like, I wonder what they're going to do, I guess, with their actor when it comes to season 2. If you know the manga, if you know the anime, you know her transformation later on in the series. So I wonder how they're going to touch that. Would they get the same actor to play her? Would they get a different actor to basically to play her? I don't know. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel that how they might do Alvita. Would the same actor play her, or would it be a different actor playing her? Axe Hand Morgan. Again, the aesthetic was done right. I felt like maybe it could have been a little bit more bigger and imposing for a man that's taking on Zoro and Luffy at the same time. I didn't really feel like that actor at least could, cut the cake at least. I don't know. I had an issue with the actor. I feel like, again, he could have been more menacing. He could have been more imposing, kind of like how the Axe Hand Morgan that we got from the manga and the anime were. But sadly to me, he kind of wasn't. Wind up getting my boy Kuro of the Black Cat Pirates. That was done right. His pussyfoot maneuver, I was like, oh wow, they actually did it. I didn't think they were gonna go too hard, like I said, like that in the series, but they actually did it. And I was like, oh, that is pretty cool. That is fire. Everything involving Kuro, done right. Don Craig, from what we did get, from the brief moment of him, what we did get between the clash between him and another guy, it was small. It was subtle, but it was sweet at the end. So again, can't complain too much on that one. But that boy Erlong was done right. Hey, yo, Erlong and the Fisherman was done perfectly in the series. I cannot complain about the Fisherman. That was going to be one of my biggest complaints when I first saw the first 2 trailers. I was like, man, how are they going to do the Fisherman? Are they really going to F this all up? But no, perfectly. I like the designs. I like what I was getting from the Fisherman. I like that they had this kind of vibe and this swag to them when they went to Erlong Park. You know what I mean? You see Erlong just in the chair, just sitting back, swagging and dancing with his drink and everything, laughing and chilling. I liked it. That the actor, I'm gonna give him kudos, bro. You did a great job on that. That was cool. Erlong was one of the highlighted parts of this series, no doubt about it. But let's get into some of these, I guess, other character introductions other than the villains of the East Blue Saga. We had Mihawk showing up. Mihawk making his appearance. Fire. The actor looks just like him. From eyes, from the context, everything was dope. From him doing his iconic cutting, the Armada in half. That was in here. It was done so well. Everything involving Mihawk, 10 out of 10. Will not complain about that. The introduction of Garp. Again, Garp is one of my favorite characters in the One Piece saga, our series. I don't have an issue with him too much. I feel like he was maybe a little bit too serious in this one, but again, it was what it was. This is a different take on Garp, so can't really complain too much. I just want to see where it's gonna go from here. You know what I mean? Like that's my main thing about most of this. I don't have really too many big complaints. It's just I want to see where it's gonna go from here. Again, like I said, Kuro was done well. Buggy was done well. Kaya, from what they showed, with her and Usopp, that was done well. Zeph, my boy Zeph, I ain't gonna front. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, maybe they're gonna get Gordon Ramsay to play him. Probably couldn't get Gordon Ramsay to play him. Now I'm thinking about it, but nonetheless, this actor did an amazing job. He looked it just like him. Like literally, like I said, some of these actors they did a great job with some of these actors looking exactly like their counterparts. My boy Kobe, he was done right. Even though, again, it took me by surprise that I think the actor playing Kobe is, if I'm correct, that is a female who's transitioning. I don't know, but either or, you did an amazing job. So again, that's no complaint, no knock from me. You did an amazing job. Keep it up. Can't wait to see what you do with the actual character later on in the series. Rooting for you. And another thing I just want to say before I move on to the actual, Straw Hats is Najiko. She was played by an African American, or again, of black descent. And I didn't hear the fandom complain about that at all. And that is kudos to them, because every time they do a race swap for a character, you just hear the fandom just go up and roar. Just, oh my god, won't go broke. This is gonna destroy the series, all this stuff. But I did not hear one One Piece fan complain about that at all. They were like, hey, this is new. This is live action. They can do whatever they want to do as long as we like it, and we'll take that. And again, kudos to the fandom. Again, respect you guys so much for doing that, man. So much. To not even complain about that, to not have that be a thing, not have that be a trending topic. respect the hell out of One Piece fandom. But let's get into the main point, I guess, of this video, the Straw Hat Pirates. How do I feel about the Straw Hat Pirates? Well, if in anything, I can actually say this. It's kind of like they are like the 5 embodiments of or at least the 5 spectrums I feel like you should have throughout a show, or just in general. If you're trying to make your show popular or just pop, if you're trying to just connect with just the regular audience, this is what I feel like your show should have, right? Or what every character or each of every character should embody. Luffy is the charisma. Like Goldi's version of Monkey D. Luffy, and I hope I did not just butcher his name, but if I did, I am sorry, bro. You embodied Luffy. He was the charisma of the show. Like every moment I looked, even for the first 2 episodes, the things that I didn't like, every time he was on screen, I was smiling. Every episode, just every part, everything that came out of his mouth, it took a little bit. It took a little bit for me to get used to his accent, but other than that, like, he is Luffy. That boy is Luffy. Oda was right when he said I wouldn't cast anybody else. You are Monkey D. Luffy, and he is correct. Again, I don't want to spoil you guys of much of what happens in the live action adaptation. It's been 2 to 3 weeks. Go and watch it for yourself. But this dude was Luffy, man. Every time he was on screen, from his wording to the way he wanted to go about his adventure, to the way he cared about his crewmates, to their dreams, their ambitions of what they want to do. My guy was Monkey D. Luffy. No complaints there. Nami. Now, Nami, I feel like, was the emotional tether to the show. Just me being honest. Like, when it came to the heartbeat scenes, she had most of them. Emily Rudd. Again, same thing. I hope I'm not butchering your name. You did a great job as Nami. There were a lot of people out there saying like, oh, Nami needed to be more bustier and she needed to have her body a little bit more on point on some model stuff. I don't care for any of that. I'm not here to body shame. You did an amazing job. Keep doing an amazing job. I can't wait to see what you do in season 2. Again, she was the emotional tether to the show. What happens in those last 3 to 4 episodes is all Nami when it comes to you feeling the heartbeat of this series. So again, kudos to her. Give you credit for that. Now, Zoro was the attitude. Zoro was the attitude of this show, bruh. The smugness, the just that was Zoro, man. Again, don't want to butcher names. So I think it's like Mick Kinyu, if I'm correct, that played Zoro. He's not unknown to the anime. I guess the anime community are basically playing characters in live action adaptations, since he did do Rurouni Kenshin. He did do, if I'm correct, Gintama. He did a couple of other live action adaptations. So give my boy his credit. You did another one. You did Zoro, and you knocked him out the park. Again, from his attitude, the way he comes up on the street, his no care attitude. Just, oh my God, let's hurry up and just get things done. But I am right then there towards the, right then there with Luffy. If anybody wants to try to hurt him or strike down my crew, I am right there for them. He was the attitude. Give my boy his credit. Usopp, as always, my boy Usopp is one of my favorite characters in the One Piece series. He is my favorite Straw Hat, so he obviously was the comedy relief. We can already tell that. You know what I mean? He was the one that was going around joking. He was the one going around acting like a little kid. He was the one being playful. He was the one screaming out, I'm the captain, even though he's not the captain of the crew. But I will say, like, again, same thing with Luffy. When Usopp is on screen and he's making his jokes and he's doing his thing, you love every minute of it. And if I'm correct, I think the actor's name is Jacob Romero or something like that, if I'm correct. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names, guys. I will probably get them right in my next video or as the series continue to go along, but again, I'm sorry. But last but not least, we got Sajin, who was the swag. He was a swag from the moment you see him pull up, man, roll up, cigarette in hand, everything, tuxedo looking on point, hair looking all, you know what I mean? He was the swag of the show. Muten shot kick everything. Like, Taz, you did your job. I think it's Taz Skylar, you did your job, bruh. Like, again, these are the 5 embodiments that I thought that these guys had throughout the whole show. That's what it was to me, in my opinion. I had no issues with the Straw Hat Pirates. They were cool. These guys are the perfect actor. Again, you have Ichiro Oda, who was the perfect supervisor to oversee what's going to happen with this Netflix live adaptation, so you couldn't ask for anything better. I had fun with the live action adaptation. I would say if you haven't seen it for yourself, you go have fun with it. I don't think you'll have too much of an issue with it. If I had to give you guys a rating of each one of each episode out of the 8 episodes that we did get, I want to say episode 1, I would give it a 5. Episode 2, I gave it a 6. Episode 3 was a 7. Episode 4 was a 7. Episode 5 was a 7.5. 6 was an 8.5. 8, you know what I mean? 7 was an 8, and then 8 was an 8. I couldn't ask for anything better. My overall, I want to say other series would either have to be an 8 or an 8.5. There are things, again, that are, I guess, you would have a couple of, issues with as a One Piece fan when it comes to the series, especially most of the things that they probably cut out. But other than that, man, it's a great adaptation. But I do feel like most adaptations are good. It just depends on the fandom at the end of the day, how they're going to take it. If they don't have an issue with it, they're not going to have an issue with it. If they have a problem with it, then it's probably doomed from the start. But again, guys, how did you feel about this One Piece live action adaptation? Did it give you everything that you were looking for as a One Piece fan? Was it everything that you hoped for? Let me know in the comments, guys. Until always, peace, love, and deuces.